Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about some of the concepts in maternal nursing, child bearing topic. So again, we started like OB last week, so I'm still new to this topic, right? So this is like one way of me to like actually learn the stuff too, like trying to like talk about it, explaining it, and it helps me retain information. So let's go ahead and kind of like recap what some of the concepts in maternal nursing. So over here, we have preterm, full term, and post term. So what are these terms all about? So when we're talking about preterm over here, it's a pregnancy that is from 20 weeks to 37 weeks. And then for full term, like full term pregnancy, it's going to be 37 until the 42 weeks of pregnancy. And then the post term, as you would guess, would be anything that is after 42 weeks, which is kind of like risky, right? So it's like post term already. So the next concept that we covered last week also is about gravida, or the number of pregnancy that the woman had before. So if it says nulli gravida, so just remember again the keyword is nulli over here. So it would say 0, null. So there's no, the woman haven't been pregnant before. So prima gravida, again the keyword is prima, so it means 1. So that would be like easy to remember, right? And then multigravida, it's like multiple, right? So it could be two or more births. So what we learned last time is that if somebody has previous births anymore, or like has been pregnant, delivered the baby last time, that it would be easier it would be faster, like the process would be somewhat faster than someone who's giving birth like the first time around. All right, so this one is stillbirth. I think this one is referring to like giving birth after the baby died, that is after 20 weeks. So the child died inside the uterus after 20 weeks. So the P over here stands for any birth after 20 weeks. The main thing over here to remember is 20 weeks, because anything after 20 weeks is the considered the viability stage. And if you're like me, that this is your first time like hearing this term, like why is viability? So it's like the stage wherein like the fetus inside the mother, right, is able to survive outside the fetus if in case if it comes out from the womb of the mother. All right, so for TPAL we have a term over here. So this one would be anything that full term, so it's 37 to 42 weeks. So this is like the normal delivery, right? So the interesting fact that that our professor shared during their discussion last week, like she mentioned that out of all the births, it's only like 4% of the babies that are successfully given natural birth without C-section in this, and then reach the actual full term of 37, 42 weeks. So that is kind of like surprising statistics. Like not like 4% is less than 10%. So that's good to know. All right, so the P over here is preterm. So again, preterm would be 20 to 37 weeks. So anything in between over here would be considered preterm. So a baby can be born preterm in what, like 34 weeks, and then that would be considered preterm. And then A over here in TPAL stands for abortion. Abortion can't, like it's something that has negative meaning to like most of the people, especially if you're in a non-healthcare field profession, right? So, but over here it's just like a medical term that is being used to refer as a birth or birth that is, or miscarriage that happened less than 20 weeks, less than 20 weeks, which again, the 20 weeks is like the cut off for viability period. So that's why like most people, term is abortion for anything birth or miscarriage happened less than 20 weeks. And then last would be L, the term L over here. So at first, like, if I haven't read anything about maternal nursing, I would like guess like L would be labor, because labor's, like labor and delivery. So that kind of, but it's not labor. So this one for TPA stands for any living children. All right, so this one would refer to like how many children does the mother or does the female have currently. So this one, it's good to know, and as a nurse, right? If I do become a nurse, and for other nursing people also, that you need to ask the female like, hey, how many living children do you have? Not including. So this one does not include adopted children or any stepchildren, stepchild. So basically, anyone that did not come through her, like as pregnancy. So this is kind of like it's kind of confusing sometimes if you're not really familiar. Especially some people, like I think there was a question that was asked, like what if it's a surrogate, right? So, but again, that baby, was on a surrogate, not really with the female, so it doesn't count for living children. So it's really important for us to like emphasize and be specific whenever we're asking a question. Yeah, so these are the things that I learned last week, and again, there's more topics that are covered in this kind of like nursing. So, but again, guys, thank you for watching.